Oh my God. Oh. Alright, this is going to be less of a detailed assessment and more just me wanting to share my initial reaction. I actually had high hopes for the mainstream social justice movement at some point in my life, back in 2014. I think they brought up a lot of good issues. I think misogyny is still a problem that needs to be dealt with. But to put it simply, I find this trend of being as insulting and condescending to people who don't buy in 100% to your cause and just acting with zero nuance whatsoever is more than a little absurd and is ultimately just going to be counterproductive to the movement itself. Oh, what? This article started a meme war and enabled an environment of two-way toxicity? I thought it was going to start a constructive debate. I could speak for hours on all of the issues I have, not just with social justice culture, but with internet echo chamber culture as a whole, but that's not what I want to do today. Because I don't want to treat Vice like I would someone who left a spicy, hot Tumblr take. Because Vice is not a person. Vice is a large, half-unionized, for-profit digital media and broadcasting corporation. Its ownership is split 5 ways, but most noticeably of these 5 is founder Shane Smith, a billionaire, as well as Disney, one of the largest corporations on the planet. Now, this isn't inherently a bad thing. If you genuinely believe that free market capitalism and corporations are what's best for society, then that's fine. You have all rights to believe that. But if you're someone who's against capitalism and mega corporations, I really think you should be a little more skeptical of your support for Vice and a little disturbed by the fact that its writers constantly devalue capitalism while its business model clearly benefits from it. At this point, just in case anybody didn't know where this was going, I want to bring up the term neoliberal. Now, this is a term that I think has probably gotten tossed around so much that I'm not even sure what it means anymore. The dictionary definition of neoliberal is relating to or denoting a modified form of liberalism tending to favor free market capitalism. It's a pretty vague concept, at least to me. The way I will be defining neoliberalism in this video is less of a value set that I think physical people have and more of a force. It's a force that sponsors content to appeal to modern leftists. It's activism that is fully or partially motivated, not by actual altruism, but by money. And this is a force that I think has a strong influence on Vice. I don't really believe that they have a moral code or any sort of direct goal to do anything beneficial for society. But why is this a bad thing, you ask? If Vice publishes articles about the complexities of gender politics, why should it matter what they're motivated by? They're educating people either way. Because it's more complicated than that. First things first, Vice articles are not trying to inform or attract people into a new way of thinking. What they're actually trying to do is pander to people who already fall into the mentalities that fragile masculinity and other emotionally charged vague concepts are a bad thing. A person who isn't already in a very specific circle won't look at this and consider that their current beliefs are wrong. If anything, the sheer amount of condescension is just going to make them double down. Don't believe me? Try swapping out the syntax in this article. Does this make you more sympathetic to edgelords? No. No, it doesn't. People don't usually question their ideologies unless they're in an environment where there's a sense of mutual respect. I'd like to get more in depth with this topic in the future, but I'm just going to leave it here for now, so I want to make this short. I will admit that there are probably people who work for Vice who actually care about the issues they write about, but Vice as a whole has this problem of pandering, and it's not without its consequences. The progressive movement has been deemed incredibly unapproachable to the point of memehood to a very large number of people. And even though you can place some of this blame on racism or sexism or whatever, you also have to give credit to places like the Vice that encourage non-constructive, condescending tactics and give outsiders to the movement an even lower opinion of it. The bottom line is that sites like Vice have a business model built around leftist catharsis and harvesting right-wing hate clicks. It's not activism. Please stop clicking on it.